Hey friends, today we are going to see one game of schematic planning Jose Rao Capablanca, the floor world champion. Janowski is white, Capablanca is black. Let's start the game. Game started d4, d5, knight f3, knight f6, c4, c6. This is the Slav defense or symmetrical variation. Okay, it's the symmetrical variation. I am not so accustomed with these d4 openings. So after c6 was played knight c3, main move, bishop f5. Actually, bishop f5 is not that good move according to modern theory. According to modern theory, here e6 is best. Capablanca did bishop f5 with an idea to play e6 afterwards, and this bishop would not be sad. But here, the b7 pawn has some problems, and here he can play. Here in the game was played queen b3. The better move to refute was c into d5, c into d5, queen b3, and black has problems with defending the b7 pawn. But in the game 5 queen b3 was played. This is the main modern theory line. So after queen b3 was played queen to b6. Now queen into b6 was played, a into b6, c into d5, knight into d5. Why not c into d5 first? Well, if c into d5 first, then this knight will be very good here, defending the a2 pawn, attacking the d5 pawn, holding the queen side together. That's why he first decided to trade this knight into d5, c into d5, e3, knight c6, now bishop to d2, and now pause the video and think what will you do. Capablanca here played bishop to d7, a very deep and beautiful move. No. Thing is that he did not do bishop f5. He did not do bishop f5 with the intention of bishop d7, but now black has a schematic plan, which is the topic of today's video. So the plan of black is to play e6, bishop d6, king e7, and then knight a5, b5, knight c4. This is the plan of black in this position. So here after bishop d7 was played bishop to e2. Now this is a passive plan. We will come back to white's mistakes at the end of this video. Firstly, we'll examine how Capablanca positionally outplays a strong player like Janowski. Bishop e2, e6, short castle, bishop d6, now was played rook f c1, gaining the c file, king e7, continuing with the plan. Now why not short castle? Firstly, king e7 this is a closed position, so why not keep the king in the center? There are no queens, plus it's the end game, so I mean queenless middle game, but in the end game the king will be useful, and that's why we keep it in the center. If the position was open, like there were no these two pawns, then it would have been different. Yeah, then it would have, then we should have played queen short castle, but king e7 close position, and here we go, king e7. Now bishop c3, rook h to c8, continuing with the plan, bringing the rook to the game. And now a3, dubious. Now seems that it's good, but thing is that a3 seems good move. It's freeing the rook of the a2 pawn, so that should be good. Yeah, the rook is no longer tied with this a3 pawn, but that backfires horribly because this b3 square is weak. So this smart move backfires into white, as we'll see in the game. So knight a5 was played, planning knight b3. White's idea was after knight a5 to play bishop to b4, but here concretely it doesn't work. Why? Because we take, then takes, then takes, and then there's a knight c6 option, but there's knight b3 is stronger. It's concrete now, and you lose the pawn, because here if you play rook c3, then you have issues with back rank, rook a1 check, bishop f1, bishop b5, and if you play rook 2, let's say b1, then I play rook a4, it may seem problems with bishop d1, but nothing, it's concrete. Rook into b4, and I win the pawn. Knight a5 next, I think so. So that's why bishop b4 not possible. After knight a5 was played knight d2, covering the b3 square, and also planning e4. Now f5, just preventing all the actions. Here g3, oops, not g4, not g4. Okay, knight d2 f5, just preventing all actions, cementing control. Now after f5 was played g3, b5. Now b5 idea is to play knight c4, continuing the plan f3. Now e4 is idea of white, but now just knight to c4. Here after knight c4 was played bishop into c4. Well, this thing is that if you play e4 here, then I play, yes, continue, knight into d2, bishop into d2, f into e4, f into e4, d into e4, and I am a pawn up. And if you here play king to f2, I play b4, pawn sack. If you take here, I take, oops, not this. If you take here, I take here, then takes, then I take, you take, then I take, you move away, I take, takes, and I have advantage. That's why king f2 b4 is a relation, and this is the thing. So after f3, knight c4 was played, bishop into c4. If knight into c4, then b into c4. White is stuck with this bad bishop, and the strengths and the weakness, the double pawns have become the strength because of the nice c4 pawn. It controls the b3 square. So here was played bishop into c4, not this one, not this bishop into c4, this bishop into c4. Okay, now b into c4, and now e4. So after e4 was played king to f7, king to f7. Now e5. This is a dubious move. We'll see why. Bishop to e7, and now f4. Okay, so plan of this question of the million. Where will you continue? Queen side or king side? Capablanca's answer C, both. He first played b5. Capablanca has now achieved a strategically winning position. As we can say, b5, king f2, rook a4. This is very big advantage. You just need to press and apply the two rules of winning positions, something like this. Okay, we are getting into. So today I am revealing the secret thing. Today we will study first the schematic planning, you know that, and also as a bonus you will know the two important rules of converting the advantage. This is very important. Like this type of advantages, you should not screw them. These type of advantages are very good strategical advantages, and to not screw them up and blow the advantage, there are two rules. We'll come back to it at the end of the video. So king f2, rook a4, king e3, rook c2, a8. First positioning all the pieces on the king side, and suddenly h6. Now g5 plan. He is now getting action done on the queen side. So h6, knight f3, g5. Now moves are important, so I am hiding. Then knight e1, rook g8. Suddenly positioning all the forces. King f3, g into f4. Now g into f4. King into f4, then bishop g5, and then you lose. G into f4, then rook a to a8, knight g2, rook to g4, rook g1, rook a to g, not this, rook a to g8, bishop to e1. Okay, so rook a to g8, bishop e1, and now pause the video and think what will you do. Important movement. Now thing is that we are putting pressure on the g2 knight, and here black's threat was to play king move the king on f8, bishop e8, bishop h5, and then skewer. Here white played bishop to e1. Now idea is to play bishop to f2 and then knight to e3, so that we are exchanging them. So and b4 was played, a into b4, bishop to a4. b4 is equal to a good move, and after b4, a into b4. This is the idea, to maneuver the bishop to e4. If we need to get to e4 so that we can win the g2 knight, because this is under a very dangerous spin. So here we go bishop a4, bishop c2, bishop e4. Yeah, so this is our idea. So bishop a4, rook to a1, bishop to c2, bishop to g3, and now bishop e4 check, king f2, and now h5 threatening h4, and now inevitable loss of material. Rook a7 idea that h4, knight into h4, and this is pinned, so you can't take my knight, but a simple bishop into g2, and now you can't do anything. So here rook into g2, h4, yeah, so here it is bad, it's very bad. After h4 was played, bishop into h4, but now rook into g2 check, king to f3. Now agreed the bishop e7 loss is inevitable, but we are happy with an exchange too. Rook into h2, bishop into e7, force if rook into e7, then king f8, rook h7, then not, rook g4 and falling into bishop e7 check. There are always tricks at the last moment, but adjust to play rook h3 check, and just rook g2 is good. Rook g2 is good enough to win this game, so that's why it was rook into e7 was not played. Bishop into e7, rook h3 check, king to f2, rook to b3 threatening rook into b2, bishop g5 check. Now king to g6, rook e7, rook into b2 check, king to f3, rook to a8. Now rook a3 mate is coming, rook into e6, and now king e7. One last trick, king h5, don't get mated yourself. So king h7, and now there's rook a3 mate, king g3, rook a3, king h4, rook g8 is inevitable. The game continued. Rook e7 check, king g8, and here eventually resignation. So this was the game. Let's first zoom in on the get the result done. Okay, result is 0-1. Let's first zoom in on the schematic planning, then we'll go to white's mistakes. So queen b3, queen b6. Here very schematic plan, very instructional thinking of bishop to d7. This was amazing move. So here it's e6, bishop d6, king e7. This is the plan of white. So here he just continued with his plan, every move in accordance. Prophylaxis in between, and here this was very instructive movement, whether to play on the queen side or the king side. This one, h6 g5 or b5. First he positioned his forces on the queen side, and at the right moment got to the king side. Then all the pressure was on the g2 knight, and this b4 with maneuver just ended the game, and he was exchanged and then converted. So what were white's mistakes? First of all, this bishop to e2, this move. See, this is an endgame. Why can't you play like bishop d3, king e2 is good enough, or even bishop to b5, king e2 is also good. And there's one more interesting move here. Just a minute. There's one more interesting move here, that is knight to e5. Here it is that knight into e5, d into e5, and now you play e6. Now you can't play king to e7 after developing the bishop. The d6 is taken. Like I'll play just bishop to d3. If you develop bishop c5, like king e2, king e7. If you do, then b4 and your bishop is trapped. Bishop e7, then there is no king e7 because the bishop has taken the square. And here after e6 the position is just about even, and white's plan is to play knight into d7 and then continue this game with a 2 bishop advantage. That was a good one, but he played bishop to e2 here, which is a move e6. Now short castle, bishop to d6, and he had white had no plan. White did bishop e2, short castle, rook f7, stop. Now what plan? Now he could not choose. He just played bishop c3, rook f8, and now a3, dubious move. Now there was a very good chance to play knight to e5 again. If you take and I take, and we use those positions where it's equal. If you take here, then your good bishop is lost. You are stuck with this bad one. Knight e5, it was a good move. Trying to play knight into c6 or knight into d7. So that was a good move, but still he played a3, and after f5 there was another chance, king f7. This was not the best move. Here the best move is very challenging to find. I offer you to pause the video and think what should be the best move here. It's g5, good move. It's not a good move. g5 is a good move here, because thing is that this move it doesn't allow f4. Now after king f7, white should have played e into f5 or e into d5, and then after takes play f4 with the idea of knight f3, knight e5, and then he could defend the position. But no, he played e5, mistake, and the game went on to collapse. See, e into f5, then f4. So g5 was the best move, after which he should have a very big advantage there. Yeah, where's g5? Where's g5? I couldn't find. Yeah, g5 was a nice move, after which he would have a nice strategical advantage. But here, no, and then he just obliterated the opponent. So now let's zoom in on the takeaways. Takeaway number 1: when you enter endgames like such, like here, don't do random moves. Schematic planning, schematic. Do planning in the future. Plan your moves. Don't play them. Just playing your moves won't let you anywhere in the game. Like Capablanca, he played e6, bishop e6, king e7, knight a5, b5, knight c4, rook h8, and it was game over. He just and the opponent just couldn't stop his flow. So don't do like such. Play bishop d7. Play with planning, schematic planning. Plan your future, not play it. So another takeaway was that if you get such a winning position like this, yeah, see, so such a strategical advantage. Here many people screw up, including me. I get a absolutely winning position and blunder. So what is the thing? Here when your opponent can't literally do anything and just wait, and you have a nice strategic advantage, there are two important rules you need to follow. First one is to not hurry anywhere. do not hurry anywhere. No need to hurry anywhere. Second rule is look at your board and find which of your pieces are doing bad and then improve them. Okay, first we saw that. Let's see those two rules in action. First, we saw that he is not hurrying with the action on the queen side. He first develops his king side. Second, see, this bishop d7 was bad. He positioned it on e4. These are the two rules to convert winning positions. Very important. So, this was the game. Let's go to this daily puzzle. Okay, this is the daily puzzle. Now pause the video and think, what should you do? This is a hard puzzle because the composer is a very well known composer, Rink. So as I say, always pause the video and think, note your answer somewhere in a diary or a copy, or write in the comments, and just check it honestly with the answer I propose. So here was played e7 with the idea of nice. Yes, I know it. You know it. Okay, e7, first of all, those who found it brilliant move. Why it's so natural looking, but thing is that you need to calculate very deep. It seems like rook e2 is dead, rook h2 is dead. No, nothingness. So first let's go. The main line is rook h2. If you play rook to e2, then there's bishop b7 check, king c4, and then bishop a6 check. Kudos to you if you found this combination. And if king goes here, then e8 is equal to queen is bad for black. So here, after e7 was played, rook h2 check. Okay, so here bishop to h3. Bishop to h3, good move. And now rook to e2. If you play, then there's very important bishop to g2 check. Brilliant. If king to c4, then there's bishop to f1 and you lose. And only move is to play rook into g2, but then e8 is equal to queen and it's game over. I mean, you need to convert, but practically. So here was it. So this is the daily puzzle. So okay, this was a long video, but I want you to understand each and every bit of the game and take away something from this. So I hope you like this video, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Thank you.